first for my local businesses that have brick and mortars, that have shops, restaurants, food trucks, things like that. You want to take advantage of geotagging. When I say geotagging, I mean always in your post, include where exactly the location of your business is. And this is, you have the ability to do this on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and Twitter. Whatever platform you're using, you can mark the location that you're at. Because when you geotag your business, that allows the algorithm to know and to show your content to the surrounding local area. And that's the people that you want, right? You don't care about reaching someone all the way in like Missouri. You want to reach people in Seattle. So make sure to geotag every single post. If you're a digital business and you don't have a brick and mortar, you can do business anywhere in the nation, don't do the geotagging. Don't ever tag where you are because it doesn't really matter. You don't really need people to know where you are, but instead focus on hashtag research. Hashtags. Everyone knows what a hashtag is. Anyone have any questions about hashtags? I saw like a little head, like a little one of those. Hashtags basically are like keywords that you put in your post to put you in a bucket of categories. So someone tell me their business.
Big dogs, hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Big dogs, hot dogs.
Big dogs, hot dogs. Okay. Big dogs, hot dogs. That's a great name, by the way.
Damn skip.
Damn, where are you from?
Right here.
Oh, okay. All right. Like a little twang. Okay, so big dogs, hot dogs. Gotta edit that out of my video. Big dogs, hot dogs. Okay. Hashtag research. Let's do this together, okay? So what I love to use, and I'm giving you my little secret, is called iqhashtags.com. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to use it. All right, we can see iqhashtags.com. What I'm going to do, and IQ Hashtags is a free service. You just make an account. And big dogs, hot dogs, right? So let's see. I'm going to write hot dogs. That is the keyword for you. Search. We have this whole list of hashtags that could apply to your post, but that's way too many. And the most recent update for Instagram and TikTok in terms of hashtag algorithm is you want to keep it between 3 and 8 hashtags, no more. Because if you start putting 12, 20, 30 hashtags, they start thinking you're a bot or you're a scam or you're a fraud, because I'm sure you guys have seen it. There are so many bots on Instagram these days. And so by keeping it, I like to do a golden rule of 5 hashtags. That's my number, 5 hashtags. And you also want to make sure that the amount of posts under that hashtag does not exceed 2 million or 1 million. Why? Because then you're competing with a million other posts. And so we want to be humble, you know, we want to make sure that we're competing with the amount, the right amount of other posts. Yes.
What number did you just say again?
So I would try and stay between 200,000 and 1 million posts under a hashtag. So I'll show you right here. So within IQ hashtags, you can filter this based off of posts under the hashtag, the average amount of likes within that hashtag, the average amount of comments, and then don't worry about that one. Okay, so I'm going to filter it by the amount of posts. I'm going to start from the top. So I don't know why art is, you know, relative to big dogs, hot dogs, but we're going to scroll all the way down because this is way too many. 39 million posts under a hashtag. Like, you don't need to be competing with that many people. So I'm going to keep scrolling down. Once I start getting to the 1 millions, I'm like, okay, I feel better now. I feel like I can like be a part of this category. Let's see. Okay, smart dog. Smart dog, that could work for.
That's me.
That's me. Do you have vegan dogs?
Absolutely.
Oh, Perfect. Okay, smart dogs. 659,000 or 656,000 posts are within this hashtag. And then there's an average amount of 112 likes with an average amount of 17 comments. That's not bad. That's pretty good. But you know what? Instagram prefers comments over likes because Instagram is kind of sick in the way that they want people to be addicted to the app. So the more that you're creating conversation, the more that you're getting people to comment on your post, the more that Instagram will reward your post and push it out to more people. So I'm going to start looking at, okay, look, hamburgers has 137 average comments with 176 average likes. Do you sell hamburgers as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, there you go. I would add that too. So I'm going to click that. Let's see. One more. National Hot Dog Day. 90 average comments, 18 average likes. I wouldn't do that one. I want something that has like a good amount of both, right? So let's see what's up here in the millions. Ketchup. 82 average comments, 74 average likes. I like that one. Okay. So we just chose 3 different hashtags. I marked them all. Now all I have to do is click this little button right here. Let me just get rid of these. And there's 3 of the hashtags that I want to use. I'm going to click copy hashtags, and then I'm going to use it on my next post. You can also save it to a collection. Create a new collection. I'm going to call this collection Big Dogs, Hot Dogs.
AWGS.
Oh, Big Dogs. So I said it right the first time. Big Dogs, Hot Dogs. Boom. And there I have my collection of the top 3 hashtags for you. So just find 2 more of those and then you'll be good to go. And then another thing is, if you feel like these hashtags aren't really serving your post and you want to do a different one, just go back to IQ hashtags and switch them up. Find a few other ones. It's all about testing. Test different things to see what's going to work for your content.
You said that page is free?
Yes. IQhashtags.com.
Should you also tag yourself too?
Sorry,
Should you also tag yourself too?
tag yourself like
I see all the time in businesses, they will hashtag themselves.
no.
Okay.
Because most likely your business name is not a hashtag that's relevant, like people aren't using it.
Mhm.
So you want to be using hashtags that other people are using. Yeah, like if you're choosing like really niche type of hashtags that many people aren't searching up, then I would stay away from it. Think of hashtags as like a search engine. These are the types of keywords that people are searching up on Instagram, like hot dog near me, hot dog Seattle. Those are the things that people are searching up. Those are the things that you want to include in your post. Any questions about IQ hashtags? Yes.
So will it tell you if the hashtag is dead or not?
Oh, I'm not going to talk about that.
Dead.
Yeah, like sometimes, well, I should say specifically for Instagram, you know, like, well, maybe dead is not the right word, banned. Like
Banned.
they have some hashtags that's banned. Will this let you know?
Yes, yes. This platform here won't bring up the banned hashtags.
Oh,
These are all valid hashtags.
I'm glad you're here.
Yay. And then also, I believe IQ hashtags, I think if you just have one kind of like, just like a single user on it, it should be free. I think if you're starting to add like a bunch of different users and a bunch of different collections, they're going to start charging you. So it should be good for everyone here. Any questions about IQ hashtags?
When you look up IQ Instagram,
Uh-huh.
I just looked up IQ hashtags, but I see where it says banned hashtag right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
I'm like, wow.
Let's see.
Right there.
That's good to know.
Yeah, banned hashtags, sweet. So we don't want to click that.
Right.
Don't want to click that. Any other questions about hashtags? No? Great. Let's move on. Let's also talk about Let's also talk about the different platforms and what kind of audience members are active on those platforms. So Facebook has the largest group of 25 to 34-year-olds, and then it skips to 55 and up. So what do we know about 25 to 34-year-olds and 55 plus?
They're on TikTok.
Sorry,
They're on TikTok.
they're on TikTok? They're on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yeah, what do we know about this demographic of people?
Oh, you know, like.
They got money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so these are the people that are spending money on Facebook. I don't know how many times my dad calls me and tells me, he's like, yeah, what? My dad calls me and tells me that he accidentally bought a pair of fake Ray-Bans on Facebook and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Dad, like, stop doing that, you know, like, you like, send it to me first." But that's how easily Facebook algorithm will reach those type of people. So if you're able to correctly position your content on Facebook, you can also reach people to buy your stuff or look into your services. Next, we have Instagram. So that's 18 to 24. This is like Gen Z, early millennial. These people are also shopping on Instagram ever since they have that new feature where you can shop Instagram, or you can, if you're a restaurant, you can order takeout directly through Instagram. These people also spend money. And then lastly, we have TikTok. Can I see a hand? Sorry, can I see who's on TikTok? Great. Okay, so TikTok is where Instagram was at 10 years ago. So if you're on TikTok now, you're already ahead of the game. And I think just as a business owner, social media agency, I think TikTok is definitely going to be the next thing. I think Instagram is like, it's still going to be there, but Instagram has kind of become sort of like a more fake resume of businesses and people and brands. You only see the best stuff on Instagram, right? But on TikTok, you get a more raw version of people. You get a more authentic version of what goes on in someone's business. I see so many brands, for example, Joe and the Juice. I don't know if you guys know them. They're like a big smoothie company in New York City. Their Instagram is so polished to the T. It's like the most beautiful pictures, the most beautiful stack. But then you go to their TikTok and it's completely different. It's just like the funniest, coolest, trendiest content. So, and they're viral on both accounts. So I would say if you want to, do a little bit more of raw content, and not put too much effort into like professional things, then I would get on TikTok because it's easier to use. It's more raw, it's more authentic. Your sound and your audio honestly don't have to be the best. Your quality doesn't have to be the best because TikTok likes that type of stuff. Any questions about the platforms, like hashtags, anything like that? Nope. Great. So, what do I record? That's the question. I have ideas to record, but what do I do? The main question you want to ask yourself is who, what, when, where, and why. It's just like writing a paper. Who are you? What do you do? When? What? Why? Where? These are the types of answers that your audience is looking for. And the goal with social media is conversions, right? The goal with social media is sales. You want people to either hit that link in your bio to submit an application, or hit that link in your bio to set up an appointment or come to your store, whatever it is. That's the conversion. And how do we get them from being just a viewer of your content to then being a follower to then converting into being a customer? It's all through trust. And so remember that this stuff is not overnight. It's like, you got to court these people. It's like, I always say to my clients, it's like, you have to flirt with them. You got to be on social media. Basically, yeah, you got to dangle that carrot. You got to sell yourself to these people, constantly like get their trust. You have to engage with them all the time. It's a lot of work, but if you can spend at least one day a week on social media for at least 1 hour, I think that's better than nothing at all. And so if you can put that in your calendar, every Tuesday at 11 a.m., don't talk to me, don't put me on any meetings, I am doing my social media. I think that you could really grow with just that 1 hour. So I want to show you all just some quick examples of content that I find is really well done, that can be done also by people like you. And we'll also talk about why. So this first one is a restaurant in LA.
So I learned how to cook, and that's the main thing of Thai people. Restaurant, cook, food, eat everywhere on the street. You know, in Thailand, everywhere. When I came to America, I opened my first restaurant when I was 20 years old. I went to work in a hotel for 5 years to support the restaurant first. Work there in the morning, and then after I finish 2 o'clock, I buy supply and go to the restaurant. Tough. I work hard. We cook, we learn from each other, you know, the older teach us. And sometimes, right now, YouTube teach you everything. Yeah, variety, different style. But then I mix and match. So I put everything together. I don't even know how to count. Since I'm 20 years old, I started. Now I'm 63. I love to eat. So I learned how to cook. And that's the main thing.
What do you guys think about that video? Just honest thoughts, just say it out loud.
She's
Words
funny.
pop out.
She's funny. The words pop out.
The food looks
The
delicious.
food looks delicious.
And I love her energy because I like how she said, I love to eat, so I learned how to cook.
That is, okay, that's why I put her as an example. Because why do we want to go try her food? Yes, it looks good. We can always make food look good, but we want to go to her restaurant because we like her. That's literally it. With businesses and brands, when I say like get their trust, I really mean get their trust. Like put your personality out there because people will support you because they like you. Your food can taste just like, you know, the person's next door. I'm sure it doesn't, but people don't know that. They want to come to your restaurant because they like your vibe, they like your energy. And so make sure that that is a big part of the content that you're putting out there. Yes, big dog.
So I tried something. I bet on myself. I really can care less what anybody else has to say or do about that. And I try stuff every once in a while. I went like almost a month with not even showing a hot dog on my page. Just me,
Mhm.
my conversation, just gifts, memes, story, you know,
Yeah.
posting other people and whatnot. And I noticed the caliber of people I was reaching changed.
Mm. In a good way or
Great way.
in a great way?
I've shipped hot dogs and hamburgers on my secret menu item to Section 8.
Mm.
Shipped I shipped 2 out to Pittsburgh and 3 out to Michigan. So
And that's
just people
because-
inquiring about what I do
Mhm.
and who I was. You know?
Exactly.
I don't got that award-winning face, but this conversation will get you.
Mhm.
So I tried that, and I was wondering what you think about doing stuff like that.
I think, well, by putting up like, what kind of content? You said you're putting up like memes and things that you're interested in. You're having conversations on your Instagram.
I'm talking about my business.
You're talking about your business, right? Are you putting your face actually on camera?
Yes.
That's why. Because like I said, food or whatever service or product, a million other people sell it too, right? And I'm sure everyone is good at what they do. But like, what is going to make someone like come to you for your hot dog? Because they like you.
Right.
And then once they give it that one try, they're gonna be like, oh, it's done. I'm eating Big Dog's hot dogs forever.
Right.
So by putting your face in front of the camera, showing people who you are, they're gonna support you. You're gonna gain their trust, and then you're gonna get those conversions.
Right.
So who is shy in front of the camera?
I'm not shy, I just don't like to be in.
I don't know, I think that's shy.
I'm not shy. It's not shy, it's just like, it ain't real. I'm talking to who, what.
Okay,
So I did
Yeah.
a video doing, because the holidays are coming up and I always do German chocolate cake. One of our cookies is German chocolate cake and I decided to use the authentic frosting. So I made the frosting. I did a video showing me making that so people can make it themselves. But I don't show me.
Mm,
You see my hand?
okay.
You don't need to see.
That's still, I still applaud you for that because that's showing people like how you make this by scratch. And that's beautiful because I would be like, ooh, like I want that. But I think what would help put like a little cherry on top of that video is if at the beginning you said, what's your name?
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Mhm.
Okay, you would say, hey, I'm Chocolate, and today we're making a, German chocolate cake icing by scratch, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it, and that's it. Just give them a little snippet at the beginning that shows your face, shows your vibe, your voice, and then we can be like, oh, okay, like, I'm not just like this person that I don't know is making this icing by scratch, that's cool, but if I can see a face to the hands, then I might buy.
It's a little hard for me to do that because of my name. I get perverts and I get people talking to me.
I know, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about the pervs and the bots and the frauds.
They be like,
Yeah, like
I'm talking about nothing to do with it.
as a gorgeous person, like you're just gonna get that your entire life. So,
But that also goes to the part of commenting on your post. Going back to the
Exactly.
beginning, so even if, I get a lot of purpose, trust me, I mean, it's because I do exercise videos, so I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, the stuff that they say, I'm like, yo, like, like you came from a woman, cut it out. But it creates that traffic.
Yes.
So even though like they may not be buying that product, it's bringing up that
Yep.
algorithm. So
Yep.
in a way, you're kind of winning in a way, right?
Yes, 100%. I always say bad PR is still good PR.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? PR is public relations. So basically, you might have some haters, but the haters are still commenting on your
Right.
post. So who's winning at the end of the day?
They're spending their time and energy commenting on your post,
Exactly.
please.
Exactly.
friends come in and defend you, and that's even more common.
Yes,
Let's go.
exactly.
Get this going.
So
Because the
there's,
longer you can keep them on the app, is what the app pays attention to. They want you to keep them
Yes.
on the app as long as possible.
yes, we're learning. I love it. Did you have?
Yeah, I did have a question, like,
Yes.
okay, I'm very like, meticulous about, do I have to put together a whole, like, just a log of what I want to do as far as content? Because my issue is always, I gotta go now and develop a whole bunch of content in order to do this, and then to me, it's like, I could do it, but I mean, and then sometimes, to be honest with you, it's not like, I'm trying to market to like companies, that's who my audience
So
is.
you're B2C.
So, yeah, so, B2B.
B2B, sorry,
Yeah,
yes.
B2B. So, I can put, I can do that, but do I have to, should I just sit down and just develop like a list of like, this month, we're just gonna focus on this here, develop content for that?
Mhm.
Is that the structure, or?
So you're talking more about like strategy and like
Yeah,
like
because-
messaging and like how much effort you should put into recording videos and what type of content. Because you are B2B, it can be a little tricky sometimes because in order to reach someone that you would potentially get business from, it would have to be probably a person under a business that you're looking for, but they're on their personal page or something like that. So it's a little bit trickier for you. And in that case, I would recommend LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn is mostly strictly businesses and you can also upload videos.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever videos you have in mind, I would try and what we call recycle the content. So if you have the time, do it on LinkedIn, post that same video on Instagram and on TikTok. Just knock them all out. While you have that piece of content, show people that you exist on all platforms.
And is there one place that feeds everything?
Yes, there are applications like Hootsuite and also later.com that you can just upload the video and it'll push it out to all. But before you write it down, I suggest not to use those sites because Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn know that you're using that site and they want you to be on the app itself. So when they see that the video is coming directly through the app, then they're gonna push it out more. If they know you're using a third-party site, they're gonna be like, ah, man, like, you know, they're not on the app.
Does that work for Canva too?
Canva, do you use Canva to publish?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I do. It does apply to that too, because it's a third party technically, but if it's working for you and it saves you time, continue. But maybe what I would suggest is spend a week or 2 weeks not publishing through Canva and doing it directly on the apps and see if it changes your engagement or your reach.
Yeah,
And if it does, yeah, and if it does change, you're like, okay, I need to do it directly to the app. If it doesn't, just go back to Canva.
Or you could just download it too and then upload it.
Yeah, totally. Okay, I want to show you another example, but this is educational style.
Right here.
Yeah, so this is educational style, and this man, his name is Matt. He's a white guy from LA. He's a stylist, and he has so many followers, and he gets so many hits on all of his videos. And you know why? Because all he puts out is educational type of content, quick, very quick tips and tricks.
And that's what I wanted.
And people start following him, trusting him, and they go to him when it comes to anything hair care related.
So about how many, so I wanted to implement something like this, especially like now that I have downtime. Like doing like self-care Sundays,
Okay.
for my clients.
Uh-huh.
I mean, just the basics. Thanks.
Yeah,
You should.
do it. Yes, educational videos will get trust. They will see that you're the expert and they'll come to you, and when they need your service, they're gonna think of you first. So I'll show you how simple it is to create stuff like this. Like this guy did basically zero editing on this. He just recorded it.
Flat hair. Grab a claw clip, hairspray on your brush, brush everything up and back. Secure your hairline, lift it up with the claw clip. More hairspray. Cold air from the blow dryer, pointed up. Release. Oh yeah. Volume has re-entered the chat. Flat hair.
Okay, do you guys see how simple that video is? That is like a 20-second video. So simple. There is no editing on this whatsoever. All he did was just cut up some clips and put it together. This has 104,000 likes and 4.2 million views. I'm not saying that we can all get to this level because it's very hard. This man has worked really hard to create tons of content. This is like over a period of time that he's created 4.2 million views. But I'm trying to prove the point that your videos can be extremely simple. And as long as the message is clear, that's the whole point. It doesn't have to be some crazy editing show. It can be simple, straight to the point. And I think one thing that this guy failed to mention is a call to action. So we're
Yeah.
going to talk about that.
Because he could have found the hairbrush, he could have found the spray.
So if you all want to take a picture of this, these are just some content ideas that you can apply to your own business. And they are very simple questions that push you to create messaging. So who are you? Why should I care? Show us your product or your business. What expertise can you share? Show us what it's like to work with you as a client. How can we use your product? So these are just questions that'll hopefully prompt you to create some content. And there's me, and there's my co-founder,
Oh.
and then there's our other employee, Candace. We're a great team. Any questions? Yes.
So, storytelling. So I make food videos for content, and so I'm trying to start working on storytelling. Do you think it matters, like, what type of stories you're telling to be able to gain your audience? So for me right now, it's just strictly just my hands and most of my videos. I've done some with my face, but most of them it's just my hands. But I want to start being able to storytell
Okay.
more of like my story, but I don't know if that would mesh together well. So do you think storytelling, it can pretty much be anything that the
100%.
audience would gravitate to?
When it comes to storytelling, the question that I always ask myself when I'm creating content like that is like, what am I passionate about? Like, why am I actually doing this? Right? And for someone like me, let's say at the beginning of this presentation, I told you all that I'm a daughter of an immigrant parent and that my dad, you know, I didn't tell you this, but like my dad works for dry cleaners and things like that. And that's why it really pushes me to want to work with other small business owners. And like that, I don't know, that sometimes that creates a connection with other viewers that you have a past. We all have past and we all have passions as to why we're doing what we're doing. And so if you can tell that story a little bit, that will create more of a connection between you and your audience members, not just like, oh, I just do this because I love cooking. Like, we all love cooking, well, not all of us, but you know, like, why do you love cooking? Like, why do you do what you do?
So do you think it should be a mix between explaining the recipe
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe another video where you're explaining your passion or your storytelling?
I think if you could mesh the two in one video. So let's say you make a video on your favorite dish that your grandparent used to make you when you were sick. I would start the video off with, when I was 6 years old, I got pneumonia and my grandma made me this chicken noodle soup and I love it and bless her soul and blah, blah, blah. And kind of start off with like a little story while showing what you're doing. That's another trend on TikTok, is that you don't have to exactly say what you're doing. You could just do a voiceover, tell a story, and just show what you're doing. And then in the caption, you can write the ingredients, whatever you use, all that stuff. Do you have a question?
Well, I know I'm not the only person who has this experience. When
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook and I see a recipe and they start telling me a story about being 6 years old and their grandma making it.
Yeah.
It's like the recipe already, and I'm actually very frustrated and sometimes even leave the page because I can never get to the recipe. How do you blend those two? Because I get what you're saying, we
Yeah.
connect with people, right? So
Yeah.
I get that, but how do we blend those two? Because I get bored and I just move on. Maybe
Text
it's
on
the
screen?
ADHD.
I think text on screen. So are the videos that, you get frustrated with? Is it just you hear the person's story and then you see their hands doing things, but you're missing what's actually happening? Is that what you're
Which
missing?
usually, I don't watch videos, I read, because the videos are too long and
Uh-huh.
I have ADHD.
Okay.
So it's just honest.
Okay. Yeah.
What TikTok's for?
So.
I don't know how to blend that. How do you, don't you have to have it, don't you have to catch people fast?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I've watched the wrong videos.
What is your business?
Fuse glass art,
Glass art.
yes.
Okay, so you can do a lot of videos where you're showing people exactly what you're doing, right?
Totally. I do, I have done some kiln opening videos, like when it's finished in the morning, I open up and show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of videos where every time I do a show, I like, when there's everything set up, but people aren't there yet, I like do a whole thing where I show my booth, my neighbors, and talk to people.
Uh-huh.
That's what I,
And do
So
you want to start incorporating more stories into your videos? Or do you feel like your audience is not interested in that?
I don't know. maybe I need to. That's why I'm here, because I don't know. I'm trying to be more productive, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, and then what about branching out? What about doing things that are totally not related to glass or just funny? Is that great? Is that
Yes.
stupid?
yes. Okay, so I think this might apply to everyone, this thought of like, I have to stick to a certain type of content. Because that's the branding and that's the messaging of my content. So I need to stick to that. I say that that's BS because it's social media. It's just a platform, right? And I think that the more you brought up A/B testing, so if you guys don't know what A/B testing is, it's basically testing different types of things. You're testing A for 1 week, and then you're testing B for the next week. And then you'll go back and forth. You'll check your analytics and see what types of content are performing the best. Is it coming from A or is it coming from B? And then let's say, okay, content A is working better. And that actually is everything that shows my face. And then I'm going to start coming up with new content ideas for content type C. And then I'm going to start now comparing A versus C. And then I'm going to continue this over the weeks to build content pillars is what I like to call them. So after let's say it takes about 3 months to properly test different types of content and see exactly what's working. So then once you start figuring out, okay, content type A is working for me. And then after the 3 months, I also realized that content D is working for me and also content C or whatever. I'm sure you're not making that much content, but those are now your content pillars. And you want to stick to those 3 or 4 different types of content categories. So you don't feel like you have to just stick to one type of message, one type of video style, because that's also just going to produce content fatigue. People are going to start getting tired of your content. They're going to start getting bored. So you want to switch it up. Think of it like, I hate this analogy, but it's like, think of it as you have a relationship with your audience members. You got to keep these people on their toes, You can't get stagnant with the things that you do for your partner, the things that you do for your audience member. They're just going to get bored. So you got to switch it up. You got to take them out on dates. You got to do movie night. You got to show them different parts of your business, show them your face, show them other stories. It's a lot of work, but as long as we have the foundations, which I'm going to get to in a second, then I think it'll help you create a better workflow. Yes.
So it's okay to record one video, place it on Instagram, and then throw it on TikTok, the same video,
Oh,
or throw it on LinkedIn.
it is more than okay. I recommend that you do it. Content recycling, that's what it's called. You're recycling this piece of content across all different platforms. And sometimes this has happened to our clients before, where I'll put up a video on Instagram and it'll get maybe 150 likes, but then I will put that video up on TikTok and it'll go viral. You just never know which video is going to be optimized for which algorithm, because Instagram's algorithm is completely different than Facebook and TikTok. Yes.
Do you recommend doing your videos like this or like this?
Like this, vertical all the way, because when we watch videos these days, it's all vertical. And so if you record like this, you're missing out on the top and the bottom real estate. You want to get as much real estate as possible. Who can buy real estate these days, but who can buy real estate on social media?
So
Yes.
I'm not a fan of multiple social media sites, because it's dope, I've seen some people get drug into TikTok and whatever.
Oh, right.
So-
Yeah, there's definitely addictions on TikTok.
Right, just watching it, just sitting on their phone, scrolling, no sleep and all that. But I still want to utilize that. What is a way that I can just upload, how you're saying, onto multiple pages? Because I just utilize my Instagram, and I know there's a much broader reach than just Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So you were talking about an app earlier, that'll do all that, but I'll take an L on it. Because, they'll notice that you're utilizing that app.
Yeah,
So what way can I go about it? Is there like, sometimes I'll upload I have my Instagram, my Twitter linked together, right? Where
Right.
I man just uploads to the Twitter. Is that the same with?
you can only do that on Instagram and Facebook. So if you post on Instagram, you can, link your Facebook to it and toggle it on. That's one way that you can hit, knock two birds out with one stone. But when it comes to TikTok, TikTok is a completely separate app. So you have to actually go onto it and upload it, which I know you said that you're not a fan of, but
Oh, you know, Facebook.
oh, okay. I think that since you are location based and TikTok is a very location based app, it would be good for you.
Right.
And I know that it sucks and it's very addicting and TikTok is, all this
Guess a
stuff.
better question would be to say, I don't want to engage with anybody on TikTok.
You just want to post and ghost.
Yes.
Okay, you can post and ghost, but I'm gonna say right now, if you post and ghost, the algorithm's not gonna like you. And so you may just be wasting efforts by posting and ghosting.
You are, because you gotta remember, they want to keep people on the app. And
Yeah.
if you're not engaging.
So it's like,
you're not.
and it's
You're
okay
1
if
hour
you
a
don't
day.
want to be on TikTok, like you don't have to be on TikTok. I would love if you were on TikTok, but if it's not your game, then don't worry about it. Just spend that extra time really going into Instagram instead. Yeah.
I was gonna like to piggyback off of what you just said,
Mhm.
as far as like engagement,
Mhm.
because I've heard that you need to actually go in for maybe 20 minutes in the morning and the afternoon and engage between.
This is my trick. So, we all know, don't post and ghost, right? Don't just like, okay, it's like 11 PM and I have like 10 minutes, I'm gonna post something real quick. Don't do that because that's gonna mess up your algorithm. I would post, and I'm gonna give you some times right now. The best times to post in PT, in Pacific Standard Time, is between 11 AM to 3 PM. Because this is when people are taking their lunch breaks. And on the East Coast, that's when they're getting off of work. So like you want to catch people when they're like, have like 10 minutes of downtime. So 11 AM to 3 PM is a good time to post on this coast. And the trick is to kind of like mess with Instagram's algorithm to make them think that you're engaging with a ton of people, is either spend 10 minutes before posting or after posting commenting on your For You page or on your timeline or your friends' stuff or other influencer accounts or competitors. Comment on stuff. Don't just like it. If you're just liking and scrolling, Instagram is just like, they're just doing the bare minimum. You want to actually comment and comment like a question or something. Ask someone a question that invokes the creator to comment back or for someone else to comment back. Because then Instagram is like, they're creating conversations, they're creating community. Let's post their post out, the one that they just posted or the one that they're about to post.
So, what is the benefits? I do it just because I'm a supporter of all businesses.
Great.
Small businesses. I repost
Yeah.
everybody. I don't care who you are.
Huh?
What does an app pick up on?
Yeah.
That you do that?
Yes,
The
that
benefits.
app thinks, this person is creating community. And that's what Instagram wants to do. They want people to believe that they're creating communities and blah, 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 but it's really just get people addicted to the apps.
Okay.
I mean, let's be real.
It's good information, but I'm just.
So let's use this for example, because this is what I'm about to do to you. I'm about to take a selfie with you. This hashtag, everything that your personal 5 hashtags.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna repost it tomorrow.
Okay. Onto your stories.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll post you.
And then you know what I will do?
Right.
I'm going to then comment on that post and repost your post onto my post and repost that post onto my personal page. And then it's just gonna create this circle. Yeah, if you do it, but you have to tag my business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tag my business.
Tag mine.
Yeah, I will. And that's just gonna show Instagram that we're creating a community, that we're like, we're on the app. We're getting more people to get on the app.
So down to the nitty gritty, I'm about all these numbers. How many posts I gotta do? And then
Okay,
I gotta do
good
like 20
question.
posts a day.
Yeah, that's a good
And I was like, lost their old marbles.
Yes, yes. Okay, so for my clients, my minimum is always 3 posts per week.
I repeat that, so.
3 posts per week. So I like to do either like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever. I know that that's a lot though. 3 posts per week as an entrepreneur is a lot. Like I don't even do 3 posts a week for my own page because I'm too busy doing my client's page. But I would try and do, if you can do at least minimum 1 post per week, minimum 1 post per week. Because if you're not doing at least 1 post per week, then Instagram thinks you're taking a hiatus, right? Sometimes we do that. We take breaks on Instagram for like weeks at a time, months at a time. Instagram hates that. And they're gonna start digging your account into a hole because you're not active on it.
So what I did, because I thought.
Sorry, one, before, she had a question.
I have 2. So for example, I have 3 Instagrams, my personal and then 2 of my businesses.
Okay.
So if I'm spending 10 minutes on my personal page and then post something on one of my business pages, do they see it as one or have to be on each one?
Each one.
Okay. And then you made a comment. So what I do a lot of times, so for example, I have my HBCU tour coming up. So I posted my, every time we get a sponsor or another school confirms, I put it either a post or a story.
Uh-huh.
Well, yesterday I did both. So should I separate it to a post one day and then a story the next? Because I heard you mentioned it in 2 different days.
No, I mean, I would do it on the same day. It also depends on how much time you have.
Well, it was the same picture and I just said, thank you for your, for the sponsor and I tagged the company and then I.
Did you, okay, so you did it as a post
Mhm.
and then did you just take that post and repost it onto your stories, or did you create a whole new story with that?
I created a whole new story.
Okay, that's fine too, but,
It's the same
what I would do is, if it's the same image, just go ahead and take that post and repost it onto your stories.
Okay.
So that, and you can add like a little GIF or something that's like tap here for more information, or like, something like that.
Oh, that's
To get people to the post. Because if you just upload that photo, there's nothing for your audience to do.
Well, actually, I just tagged the, people.
The schools.
Well, the sponsor.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
tagged the sponsor
Mhm.
and then,
And then they'll usually repost it on their page.
I don't know if they did yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I heard you mention like one day do a post, one day do a story, but sometimes it depends on which page I'm on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were here, so I have a mentorship program and we're getting ready to do our trip. So I'm kind of advertising for that because obviously we want sponsors.
Mhm.
And then I'm also a life coach, so that's where I don't really post as much. So I do like memes and like things, feel good stuff, but, so that's why I was wondering, like, do I have to do like, and also on my TikTok, because I work with students, I don't put a lot of I don't allow, well, obviously I'm not, my students are only on my mentorship page, so my TikTok is more of my personal stuff I do with my like coaching and giving advice or prayers or whatever. So I don't post that on my personal page because I feel like that's why I'm on TikTok, because people who don't know, like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of hiding. I'm very, very like protective of me.
Right.
Whereas like it's, Facebook, there's like family, right? Instagram is like people who I know, but and my Instagram is private because I have my daughter on there. But then my 2 business accounts are open. Does that make sense? So I kind of separate, I categorize people.
Yeah.
So like my TikTok's open for whoever, obviously.
That is completely fine. I think tons of business owners do that. You have your own personal page where it's just your personal stuff. But I will say that I have found most success with clients who merge the 2 of their personal page and their business page, especially if you're kind of like a 1-person band or you're like a life coach or something like that. Because this goes back to the personality thing, is that people want to know about you. They want to know about your life and how you live, your lifestyle, things like that, because all of that are factors into if they want to support you or not.
And see, going back to the bots, sorry, just to follow up on that. So my daughter's like 13, and so I had some bots following me, and they like went back a year to start liking her pictures, and so that's just weird. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I have to separate this.
Right, yeah, and that's totally fine too. I would, because you have a child, like that is really weird and I would keep that separated as well. But I would advise people to, and if you feel comfortable doing this, is start putting a little bit more of personal things on your business page. And it doesn't have to be too personal, but just give people a glimpse of your life, because that'll help them trust you more and learn more about who you are as a business owner. And let me get to you, and then I'll get to you, and then we'll move on.
So everything happened, I guess, on a drunk night. I thought 6 months ago or a couple months ago to set up a post for today for Halloween. So I made a post because you can go on there and
Yeah, schedule.
scheduled, and it came up. And I figured to myself, the next 2 weeks, I'm the stage out post. I really don't want to be on Instagram like that as often as I am.
Okay.
So with the Instagram pick up on that too, that I set these up, like I staged them.
Schedule.
Or
You
scheduled
scheduled
them
them?
for these
So you
days.
scheduled them through the app, right?
Yeah,
Through Instagram?
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they'll know, but it has nothing to, it won't affect your engagement,
Right, because I figure if I.
because you did it through the app.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to split the dip with it, posting and getting lost scrolling. So would it make sense for me to post out, schedule these posts, and then from there, on those days when I'm not posting, but they're scheduled posts, go and just tag people and comment on other posts and like other stuff like
I
that.
see what you're
To
saying.
limit my time.
Yes, I see what you're saying. So you would rather spend, like, let's say, an hour scheduling out a bunch of different posts for the next few weeks, and then spend the rest of your other downtime just commenting on posts and engaging with people instead of posting. And that's totally fine. That works too.
You schedule post. That's smart. I didn't know you could schedule post. Yeah.
Schedule the post.
I'm gonna start to charge you guys for all these.
Basically, just like go ahead and like start posting a post, and then you have the option to schedule.
The date, the time.
This is
So
I'm still.
Yes.
I think that's what he's using. He's on.
All my posted stuff is like. But I go live.
Yes.
Live, like.
Because I like playing Instagram.
What, tell me your business and what kind of content you're putting up on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you can do more authentic, right?
That's why I don't really go all my thoughts.
Yeah.
I just make
somebody.
Yeah.
TikTok is, I know that, you're at like a plateau almost of like only being under 400 views. How long have you had this TikTok for? A year. And you haven't been able to go past that. I suggest starting a new TikTok account and posting on there just to get a new account going, because TikTok usually, if they see that you're a new viewer, they want to get you addicted. So what they're gonna do is try and push out the first few videos that you post more, because they're gonna be like, oh, let's get this guy more likes, more views, and that's gonna get you addicted to the app to create more content. So test creating a brand new account and see how those videos do. Are you adding hashtags onto your posts?
On nothing on TikTok, I didn't ask hashtag.
Okay.
That's probably.
You need to add hashtags, just a few, just do like 3 or 4. And then also make sure, are you adding the captions onto TikTok, onto your videos? Okay, that's great. Okay, because captions, if you add your captions onto your TikTok, especially if you're like talking to the camera, it's gonna pick up all those keywords that you're talking about. And that is gonna trigger the SEO optimization to like put you into the categories of things that people are looking at. So captions, hashtags, I would also add like a title at the beginning of each video that says like, you know, I don't know, whatever the message is. Yeah, whatever the message is in your video, add that title so that people, when they come across your video, they know exactly what this video is about.
Can you, so you got one more? Like a personal one, yeah, and then a business one? then-
Yes. Oh, and also, are you a business or a personal TikTok? I would be a personal. Well, okay, so you said that you do put money behind your,
I linked it on one,
okay.
just to see if that goes up.
If you're not putting money behind your TikTok videos, then I would be a creator account instead of a business account. Yeah, because the creator account, you have more tools for audio. And so let's say there's a trending sound.
Yeah.
You can put that trending sound behind your video, turn it all the way down, but you'll still be on that trending sound.
No, it's nothing, you go live, so like, that's.
It's a lot of work.
Live brings another different. Another piece.
Yes.
Do you have any experience or recommend like buffer and Hootsuite for managing social, like multiple social media accounts?
It's I think it's a great tool if you like wanna create a content calendar and you can see everything, you know, what goes where in captions. But if you're not totally utilizing like all of these suite options like publishing stuff, then I don't really think it's necessary. I do recommend a different project management tool. It's called Notion. It stands for Notion.com. And it is the best project management tool that I have used. You can create a lot of dollars. Okay. Guys, we have 15 minutes left and I have a few slides that are super important, so I want to make sure we get through these. So the first thing I learned in video production is the 7 P's of production. Prior proper planning prevents piss poor production. Let's say it all together. Prior proper planning prevents piss poor production. That basically means if you got your ducks in a row, by the time you go to shoot something, it's gonna be smooth. It's gonna be easy to do. So how do you properly plan for your production shoot, your shoot day, your shoot hour, whatever it is? How do you properly plan for this? Really, it comes down to coming up with concepts and making sure that the shots that you want in this concept is all written down. So this is a good way to kind of come up with a video script or a video layout. You start off with the hook. So the hook is the first 3 seconds of your video. If your hook is not engaging, people are going to scroll. So what are some examples of good hooks? I personally love the negative hooks. You know what I'm talking about? Like the ones that are like, they kind of like playing a game on words. So it could be something like, 3 reasons why I would never hire a social media agency. And it's like, I would put that under my social media agency's business account. And people would be like, what the heck, why is she saying that? And they're gonna wanna know more. And my 3 reasons would be, it would be kind of like, yeah, I would kind of be sarcastic in it. And that would also allow me for a chance to show my personality in this video. So a hook. The next is the body of the video. This is your main message. We want to stick to one message per video because, like I said, your viewers, they're not always the smartest people, and we want to make sure that your message is easily digestible. So even when you are speaking to the camera, try and be as casual as possible. I know sometimes as business owners, we think we have to like say certain words, or like act all like, the CEO of the I don't know. I can't even do it because it's so not within my vocabulary. So I'm not gonna do it. And honestly, I'm sure you guys get on phone calls sometimes or meetings with people who just say keyword after keyword after keyword, and they're not even really saying anything at all. Yeah, they're just saying buzzword after buzzword, and there's no message there. So let's not be like those people, and let's bring back the casualness of each message. So pretend like you're talking to a fifth grader, make it easy as possible for them to understand. That is the body of your video. And then lastly is the call to action. So this is like the last few seconds of your video where you're specifically telling your viewer what to do. So let's say my video example was 3 reasons why I wouldn't hire a social media agency. And then I would do my 3 reasons. And then at the end, I would say, if you want to learn how to create a content calendar, hit the link in my bio to download the PDF. Hit the link in my bio to set up an appointment. Follow me for more tips on social media, something like that. So we're gonna tell people exactly what to do because we need to hold these people's hands through the entire process of conversion.
So are you creating revenue streams from the social media for your clients?
Yes.
So this whole posting, everything is about dollar and cents.
As it should be.
So that revenue stream that you're creating for them, that kind of feeds the idea of being able to have that time spent in multiple platforms.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Because investing in a social media agency or a social media person, whatever, investing in these platforms, there should be an ROI.
Right.
You should be getting money back. And sometimes it's not as easy to track because social media is hard to track. You can't exactly see who's coming where and all that stuff. But as long as like for example, for most of my clients, I make sure that the conversion rate equals website clicks. So what I'm looking for in my social media analytics for clients is how many people are clicking that link in bio.
Right.
And then we'll put a tracker on their website to see where these people are coming from. And then from there, we'll see how many of your current clients came from social media. And that usually will be a form or a survey that says, you want to set up a call with me or you want to come into my shop or whatever. How did you hear about me? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever.
So that's essentially the insights on Instagram.
Yes, insights. Yeah.
So I know on TikTok, you have a certain amount of followers or view time, so I can hit them. Does Instagram do that? You have a certain amount of something or how's that?
No, just TikTok.
Just TikTok.
Yeah, just TikTok.
But
For the
Instagram-
link in bio.
Mhm.
Yeah, just TikTok is, I believe it's 1,000. You need 1,000 followers to put a link in your bio, unless you convert to a business profile. But if you're not putting money into TikTok ads, I would recommend that you would most benefit from the creator tools instead of the business tools. Because business pages, how do I explain this? When you are scrolling through TikTok and you come across a business page and their piece of content is super salesy, like they're trying to sell you something, what do? You scroll immediately. You immediately scroll because they're trying to just get your money. So instead, if you come off as a creator that's educating your audience on some sort of topic, and you're not pushing a hard sell, but instead you're just getting them to follow you for more tips, then it's more of a long game, which isn't the best for people, but it's more of an organic game that people are going to trust you over time rather than just scroll past your stuff because they know you're trying to sell them something.
But it's also a revenue stream on that platform too, right?
TikTok?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. You got it.
Any questions about video layout? Yes.
Can we talk about time frame of a video?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Good question. So time frame of a video. I think the best, ideally stay under 30 seconds. Yeah. So you got 3 to 5 seconds for the first part of your hook. And then you have 20 seconds of your message. And then the last 3 to 5 seconds will be your call to action. Anything more than 30, sorry, anything more than 30 seconds, like, trust me, 90-second videos are also in, 2-minute videos are also in. But the thing is, you kind of have to build yourself up to get to that point. You can't just like be, you know, someone with 97 followers making 2-minute videos, because it's like, people don't know you yet. You need to build that trust first, give them little tips and give them little breadcrumbs of like content, educational tips. And then once you start building that trust of a bunch of people, you're gonna see they're gonna want more. And they're gonna like let you know, can you make a longer version of this? Can you tell us more about this? And that's your cue to start. Okay, I can start adding 15 more seconds on my videos. I can start adding 1 more minute. So just kind of like listen to your audience, use those story tools, you know, on Instagram stories. They have those tools where you can ask like quizzes. You can ask people questions. What kind of content do you want to see from me? Do you like my 30-second videos? Do you like my 1-minute videos? Like literally ask them and they will tell you. And then we already talked about this, but keep it simple, superstars. We want to make the message as easily digestible as possible. So don't go overboard with all the messages in one videos. Make sure when you're talking to them, it's casual, like you're talking to a friend, because that way people can really like feel what you're saying and get your personality across. Lighting and audio. So lighting and audio is just as important as the message itself. Because when you are taking a video of your face, we want to actually see your face. If you're in some dark corner of your office or some dark corner of your basement, people cannot see, the quality is messed up. We want to be able to see the hardworking bags under your eyes. Just come see me out there.
You don't even need a light for that.
So, okay, there would be a difference, and I wish I could really show you, but there would be a difference if I shot up against this wall like this, right? You know why? Because it would look like a mugshot. Because there's no depth behind me. It's just a wall. But if I shot in front of this window with the light shining on my face and there's depth behind me, it'll add more realness to your video. It'll make it feel like you're not a Sims character in some video game. It'll add more 3D, 4D effects. So always try and face the window if you can, and make sure that there's space behind you. And make sure that this space is not cluttered, because people will comment on it. They will. They'll be like, you need to clean your house, or like, you need to clean your office, and like, you don't want them commenting on that stuff. You don't want them to be distracted by that stuff. I'm sure you all know like like mirror pictures back in the day, like people would always comment like, clean your mirror, you know? So we don't want any of that. If you have a little bit of money to spend on some equipment, what I would highly recommend is investing in a ring light on Amazon. Yeah, you got one, they're like $20. They come with like an easy to use tripod, and you don't have to be in front of a window, or you can shoot at night, whatever time of day. You can just set it up and just talk right in front of it. A ring light is great. Another thing that I could recommend is a mini microphone that plugs into your phone. I have one right here, and I'll show you guys how easy it is to use. Okay, so basically it comes with this receiver that you just plug in to the bottom of your phone. And then here's the other microphone, and I just clip it on. Boom. The sound is already 300 times better than it would be if I didn't have it.
What is the brand?
Nice.
What is that?
This, I don't know the brand exactly, but you can find, there's like many different brands of this on Amazon. It's a mini microphone for mobile devices, and it's Bluetooth. So you don't have to install anything on your phone. You just plug it in, put this on, make sure the lights are matching. And then, this will help people hear your message way clearer. And it just gives you, this costed, I think, like 30 or 40 bucks. And it comes with two. So let's say you have a business partner, or let's say you want to interview someone, you can use both. And I think this also just makes people understand that like, oh, this business owner is putting a bit more effort into their videos. They have a little bit more, I don't know, oomph to get something done. These little types of things push people to supporting you. Lastly, editing. So obviously I can't teach you all how to like edit videos in this short amount of time, but I will tell you that my favorite editing tool is CapCut. CapCut is the easiest editing tool on mobile device ever. It's so much easier than using Instagram and TikTok. You can edit your videos there, export them, and then import them into Instagram or import them into TikTok. Make sure to always try and use trending sounds on your videos. Even if it's a video where you're talking face to camera, put a trending sound behind it and just turn it all the way down. Just so that it puts you on that boat of other trending sounds and you have the ability to maybe go viral. And then in terms of editing for text on screen is a great way to keep viewers engaged, especially people who watch videos at work, or most people are multitasking. So make sure that whatever text that you have popping up is simple, clean, and you're not putting a whole paragraph up there. You know, keep the bullet points short and sweet. If you want to take a picture of this also, these are just some, you know, tips and tricks that I have gone over throughout this presentation already, but they're good reminders for every time you post. Spend at least 30 minutes a week engaging, always respond to the comments on your post, always repost your own story. Try and hop on your stories with your face to the camera, because like I said, people want to see you, they want to hear your voice, they want to know your personality. And ask your questions, ask your audience for feedback using different tools on Instagram and Facebook. That also, asking your audience for feedback also helps with like people feeling like you care about them. Everyone just wants to be seen. And lastly, if you all want, about like every month or every few weeks, I send out like newsletters about things that are happening on social media,